That's the craziest thing ever!
Guys, what's going on? What is happening? I've decided to come on sooner, sorry, because I've got the worst migraine, worst ever, and it's just killing me. So I need to get on, get this price action rolled over to you guys, have a conversation about what's been going on since the New York session. And we are still in that New York session, I believe. Where are we at? 2 secs. Yep. Another 50 more minutes until New York closes. And we're going to see exactly what Bitcoin has in store for us later on this evening. All right. What's going on, guys? Yo, Twisted Turnings, what's good, my bro? I still owe you that post, man. I need to let people know about the vector pens that you made for me. Twisted Turnings on Instagram, guys. This guy customizes pens, and he made me 2 pens. One of the pens was made up of a $100 bill shredded, okay, and he put it in the pen, and then he made the green vector candle. So I'm going to be doing that on my Instagram. I want you to check that out. Everything you need is in the link. Links are in the video description, so just check that out and go support my guy Twisted Turnings as well, you know. All right, and cool. Everything is going downhill, you say. Well, you know what? Until we break this area right here, there is no journey that Bitcoin is taking. Okay? Before we actually get into the discussion of what's going on, for anybody new to the channel, thank you very much for passing through. Be sure to like and subscribe. Although I should say that at the end, because you've come to the channel and I ain't even said anything. So I've got to earn my keep. All right? Pattern watchers, you know the story. Okay? Welcome to the Traders Reality Channel. My name is Tino. Let's have a conversation. Let's get one. Okay then, guys. So it's going to be a quick, fast one for you this evening. So what do we know? What can we see? And what is likely to happen next? Because these are the three questions that we will always have in our minds when you are dealing with the game of speculation. When you are dealing with uncertainty, ladies and gentlemen, this is all you can understand. Now, if you watch today's session, the New York stream that I did earlier on today at 2 p.m., we were talking about what would likely happen if this zone didn't actually show any support. And it did just that. Came straight down to the vector zone. Now, we know vector zones are important. Why? Because it's where liquidity is released, okay? And where liquidity is earned. Market makers have now realized the return on their shorts to the upside. They've made the profit. They closed some longs. Sorry, they've built some longs, added them here and here. And now they've realized their returns on their shorts to the upside from the previous move back to the 50 EMA. Now, everyone is talking about Bitcoin breaking 40K and going all the way down to 39, even 37. Okay, we got these zones all covered. All right. Now, let's look at it like this. Bitcoin itself has been stuck in this boring range for some time. Firstly, before I continue, good evening, everyone. I haven't addressed no one yet. I can't believe I do that stuff, man. Who's in the room tonight? Let me see where Sack Trades is before I even continue. Bro, fourth. Nah, you're all good, man. You're all good. Yeah, man, it looks like the whole family's in here tonight. What's good, guys? Greg, we got all the Gregs. Luke Sky Vapor, what's happening? Just Stav, Righteous Reject, how you doing, man? It's been a while since I've seen you. Greg M, what's good, bro? Crypto 6, Matum, what's happening? What's happening? PC Shed. You know, we got all the gang in here. We got the gang. Jeff, all the members, Patreons. What's good, guys? What is going on? All right, then. Thank you very much for passing through. What's good, London's Falling? Seems like you crashed this since this morning. Yeah, man. Yeah, this morning's masterclass did take it out of me, man. We actually hit a few. There were a few click moments, I believe, with some of you guys. You know, there was a lot. So that was good news. So I'm glad that was achieved. What's food, Tino? What's good? I like that. I like that. Wicked. All right, cool. Let's get with it because I said this stream, okay, is going to be very short because I've got a real bad headache. Migraine even. Okay, then. Cool. So I'm actually sat in the dark and I've reduced my stream down so the brightness isn't so much. So yeah, just bear with me. Okay, so let's roll with it. Enough of the chat. Bitcoin right now is coming straight back down to the daily open, which is the daily open from the Bitcoin futures. Okay, if I bring up the daily open onto MT4, we see a different sort of daily open. Where is it? Here is the daily open right here. It's completely broken away from the daily open and it's trying to break down lower. There's the 15-minute vector zone. Sorry, that's the 5 minutes vector zone right there. As you can see, vector candle in the corner, right? They've come down and worked the zone. Now, what's interesting, okay, is we're starting to see these vector candles right here, all right? They're going to throw the range about, ladies and gentlemen. They've got up until the Asian session low right here, which sits at the 40,000, again, 40,730 zone, okay? Back when they last came, and then are they going to try and come back up towards it? Let's see if that happens, because we've got the vector candles up here. We've got another vector zone right here. And we've got a couple of more zones down here, which are the same on TradingView. All right. All we can do, guys, is wait until Bitcoin does something about this range. Now, really, for the long-term traders, or should I say the swing traders, all right, you guys are probably getting a bit cheesed off at the idea that Bitcoin has yet to break a specific zone. We are stuck in this boring 4K zone from 45,000 right here all the way down to 41,000. There's nothing happening other than market makers are spiking price up and down. Again, they've marked it down below the 42 zone, okay, and we're waiting for them to stabilize. Could Asian session tonight break this zone? There is a possibility that they could do that, all right? But Bitcoin has all the way down till yesterday's low to validate what could be the development of a W formation, all right? If they break below this zone right here, right, which is at the 40,856. If they break that zone, it would invalidate this pattern that we are waiting for, all right? But at the same time, when you look at the bigger picture, Bitcoin could be forming a bigger pattern which may still hold, okay? So let me draw that out for you. So if we take from down here, retrace back up to the center, come back down, we have ourselves what looks like a bigger W formation, all right? The problem is, guys, is it just looks like that momentum is getting ready to push price down lower. We could actually zone out in this area right here, which could lead us into the next vector point in the chart. All right, there is liquidity down there, and they've been holding this zone for a particular reason. So many people have been talking about Bitcoin going back up or coming back down. They are playing off the emotions of people who are responding to information about Bitcoin across the board. This is a perfect time for market makers to absorb people's money and set the range up and the zones so that they can mark their price and get their profits filled at the best possible time. Okay, so given what we can see here, I've got 3 hits to the low. Is this going to change just before the New York session closes and we start a new trading day, and it will be the last day of the month? All right, the last day of the month is important because if we look at the monthly time frame on here, you can see where Bitcoin can end up. Ideally, I want to see Bitcoin stay, at least get back tomorrow up above this previous zone. I want it to get back up above the 41 zone. It has to stay up there if we are to believe that they are going to go higher. But with the way that they're moving price, there's a good chance that they could actually just come straight down and try and work this wick down here, which will take us to the 37 zone. But there's no reason why Bitcoin won't go down lower and hit the 35, and there's no reason why it can't come down to this point. Now that before the end of the month is unlikely to happen unless Asia decide to just throw us out of the park. All right, the start of a new monthly candle will determine if Bitcoin's going to break lower or continue back up and try and recover some of this zone. This is the monthly chart, guys, and yes, we do have vector candles that they could come back down to, especially at 22 and 15k. It is a bit of a sore sight, but I'm not going to give you no BS story, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you straight, okay? There is a possibility they could bring Bitcoin all the way back down to this point. All right? No different to the way you see an M formation appear in the chart. So here is an example. Check this out. All right? What happens whenever we see an M formation? We always expect the M pattern, okay, to hit and stay within the previous high. So let me just bring that up over here. Here is an example of that. All right? Say you've got price hits the high up here, okay? You've got yourself an M formation. As long as the second leg of the M formation doesn't take out the higher, but the first one, it's a valid cyclical move to the downside. Look, high, drop, retrace, continuation to the downside. Bring up the monthly candlesticks. Rise, retrace, hits price up, stays within the previous zone, continuation to the downside. Is it possible that this actually happens? Maybe. There could be this pattern, or there could be this pattern where price comes up and we are waiting for it to actually break higher. Okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. A trader needs to know the direction that he is likely to profit most from. And he's going to know that from the way the candlesticks are printed and the way the market maker delivers his intention to the retail trader. All right? So you've got to keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at this chart right here, you can see bright as day where all the vector zones are. All right? This is on the 4-hour time frame. It's starting to work its way down to yesterday's low. We need to pay attention. We need to see. Here we go. It looks like they may even actually try and break down that zone, guys. If it breaks that zone, it invalidates this smaller pattern. And as long as it stays within this area right here, if it stays above the 40k zone, everything will be positive for this range. And we anticipate them to bring it back up. But we got to wait and see. You can see if you watch today's stream at 2 o'clock, we're talking about this vector zone. Go and watch that stream to help you understand the chances of why they were likely to bring price back down. purely on the basis that they failed to break price above the 50 EMA and that the stop hunt rise right here had initiated the spike up and pulled price down again. Okay, if we look at the actual cyclical pattern of Bitcoin, okay, we can see that on the 1 hour we've got drop level 1. We sort of having a drop down level 2, but it's not a valid level 2 drop because it's still in the zone. All of this could be level 2. So the next time, if Bitcoin decides to drop, okay, the drop will bring us down towards this zone and potentially we could see a pattern in this area. By principle, that is what we're looking for, okay? Alternatively, I would just love it if Bitcoin just snaps back up again and recovers these previous zones. If they do bring Bitcoin back up, they are just playing us off, all right? They are just playing around with us and they are just really working the ranges because people are so desperate to determine a direction with cryptocurrency as a whole and they're just bullying people up. You can profit from these sort of ranges, guys, but only if you drop down to the lower time frames where you can try and grab momentums from the highs. Here we go. Look, M formation at the highs, drop, retrace. Here it is. What did I just explain to you a minute ago? Okay, there's the top part of the pattern. You've got the M formation here. You can start from there, drop, retrace, continuation to the downside. Happy days. Yeah, I hope you see that. Here we go. What have we got? 5-minute candle showing. It's actually showing stopping volume right here. That's really interesting. And it's trying to hold above the daily open, which is very, very strong. I really want to see them come back up from this point. But they're just bleeding Bitcoin right out. The thing is, right, is when they make a move to the upside and then they drop it all the way back down again, the great thing is they rise aggressively and then they drop aggressively, but they contain the zone. Okay? Look now how they're bringing price back up. Is this move a volatile move? Look at that, man. It's not a volatile move at all. Look at it. People would see that. Look, it's inside the volatility band. There's not that much volatility. We've got ourselves divergence coming into play. Hopefully, this is the point that they turn away from and bring price back up to test the 50 EMA. Yeah? Okay, then. Yeah, I take them all the time, Manuel. I know it's because of the way I'm speaking on the streams. I stand up 90% of the time. I'm standing up when I'm doing the streams. I don't sit down. Even if I'm trading, I stand up all the time. I don't sit down. You can slouch. You can get a little bit lazy when you're sitting down. Got to keep yourself moving. Well, I do anyway. Okay. All right, then. Let's have a look. Who else we got? What else have we got is the question. Ethereum. I'm going to run through Ethereum and a couple of more coins. I'm going to leave you guys be as well. Okay, so here we go. Notable candlestick coming into the chart with Ethereum, testing yesterday's low to the T and bounces away from it. Very interesting. Look how they too recovered the previous vector, and that's where they last came in with stopping volume candles. RSI showing divergence at the lows. Let's see how long it will last for. Ethereum is likely to try and come back up. It may try and take this zone right here. Okay, but what it seems like what it's doing is it likes to come up to the 50, stabilize, accumulate, and then continue lower. So let's see how long they're going to do that. Are they preparing price for a new month? And this new month, by principle, we hope, actually brings price back up again. Okay, XRP coming back quite sharply. This move today was based on a new XRP fund being opened or released. Something about that. But you can see how long that lasted. All right, it was a beautiful stop hunt rise and then they just dropped price. Now nominal value has come into play, hit the pivot point, come back and recover the previous vectors in the chart. Now let's see if they're going to hold this zone, because they could even bring it down to this point in the chart right here. And that'll be very interesting if they do decide to do that. Okay, what happened to green jumpers? Nothing's happened to green jumpers, bro. It looks like there's a lot of guys in here that are familiar with the principle of the hybrid system. If anybody is new to the channel, okay, please press 1. And you have no idea about what's going on in this stream right now, make sure you join the Discord, which is pinned to the chat, and we can extend the conversation over there. Okay, yeah, Bitcoin has hit the psychological low. Let's have a look. Where is it? It actually, yeah, hit the psychological low, but it's pulled away from it. Okay, remember what I said to you on Sunday night? The psychological high and the psychological low give you the reason to believe one or two things. If they come to that zone and break away from it, chances are price is going to trade away from that zone. Okay, they sometimes can hold support at that point. Okay, These are the truest forms of support and resistance in the chart because it's where the market maker sets the range for the whole week. Okay? Right. That's XRP done. I've done Ethereum. Let's have a look at some altcoins across the board. Alpha is still holding it well, even though it's taken a move to the upside and dropped down. So only near enough finishing 4% up for the day. Neo, the same. Matic's come up quite aggressively. That's good. Looks like they're finding this point of value in the chart. SXP, I ain't seen that in a while. Still the same story. As you can see, stopping volume candle appearing in the chart. 1 inch. Doing exactly the same. Everything is doing exactly the same. Cake doing exactly the same. Solana is actually still doing the same thing. Is the 800 EMA there? There it is. Still trying to hold that zone, man. Still aiming to stay above or at least in the range of the 800 EMA. Okay. Where is it? Elrond. Here we go. Still. Everyone's doing the same sort of behavior. It looks like a slow bleed. This is what this all looks like. It does look like a slow bleed. BNB. Yep, stop, hunt, rise, drop. They had some downtime, I believe, and that's the volume coming back in again. Funnily enough, the volume coming back in triggers and recovers the vector candles on the left side of the chart. All right, then. That makes sense, doesn't it? Algo, where you at? Drifting. Dropping. It's all down to Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. If there is a takeaway from this stream tonight, it's this. All right? Just be mindful. We are still in the ranges. They are whipping and whacking price in this zone. We've got a bigger pattern right here. We've got a new monthly candle starting very soon. We've got 24 more hours until a new monthly candle's going to start. That's going to make the difference with what Bitcoin does in this range. Okay, we are coming into the start of a new quarter as well. So market makers, institutional funds, you name it, all the guys that have got targets when they're dealing with liquidity, they've got targets to meet. So this is probably why they are bringing price to a certain zone and holding it there. Okay, there are many factors that could be the reason why they're holding everything. They could be holding it because of what's going on with the dollar right now. Look at that. Dollar yen is just not stopping, bruv. It's not stopping, but dollar yen has exceeded 2 cyclical moves to the upside. Spoke to an individual tonight, and he said 2 cycles to the upside, but we are waiting for dollar yen to actually drop. Roll over to gold as well. She's holding the zone right here. Okay, she's held the range daily low. If I zoom out, has she actually come down to our little zone? Where is it? Ever so close to the previous pool of liquidity right there. So close towards it. Let's see what they've got in store for us with that. Looking at the news across the board, let's see what we have in store for. Here we go. What did Powell say? Outlook is quite, there you go, quite positive. Don't need to look out for anything else, even if it says it's highly uncertain. The fact is, investors, traders, they all respond to what's happening now. Okay? Later on, let them absorb that information later. Tomorrow, Thursday, we have got nothing really interesting. Williams speaks tomorrow for dollar, Chicago PMI, and unemployment claims. Okay, so that's going to be quite interesting read tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning. And then, there you go. That's it. That's it for dollar. Friday we see the ISM manufacturing PMI and the core. Okay, the core price index month on month. So it's going to be a volatile day on Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Start of the month, it's going to be interesting. I'm telling you now. Are they marking up dollar yen? And are they preparing it for a huge drop? Are we going to get some negative readings on those figures tomorrow? Okay? Are we going to get those figure readings that are going to come in and actually send dollar yen down? Let's see what they have in store for us. Okay? Let's actually consider the dollar index itself. Okay? Look at that. $94, man. $94.39. Crazy movements. Let's look at SPX. SPX, what's it done? Okay, SPX is actually holding. They're waiting for news announcements. That's why you're seeing that sort of behavior. We've got we've got an actual gap right here that needs to be recovered. There's a good chance they could actually see that. Okay, they recovered the first gap, which they started at the start of the week. Happy days. So that's good news right there. We're going to see exactly the same thing happen principally later on. They will fill that gap. It's what they do. All right, if you go back in the chart and pull up every single gap that you've seen on the SPX, S&P 500, you'll see it for yourself. Every single gap gets covered. You know, it's gapping plays, man. They are profitable, but you've got to have the patience to sit and wait for them to play out. All right? Okay, then. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end the stream right there for you. I've got to keep it short and sweet, but I just want to thank you all for passing through. We'll be back again tomorrow at 2 p.m. GMT. If you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. And if anyone's considering joining the Patreon, do not join it until the start of the new month. I'm saying it now because people do join it beforehand and they get charged twice. Don't do it, guys. If you do join it, I am grateful and thank you very much for supporting the Traders Reality channel. But don't do it before the start of a new month. Do it once the new month is in full swing. So like the 2nd or the 3rd, because Patreon double charge you. All right? Thank you very much, guys. Mad love and respect to you. And I will be speaking to you guys tomorrow. All right? Mad love and respect. Take care of yourselves. Peace, man. Thank you, guys.